This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
The car was hers. I learned from the car accident she has no driver's license. It's expired or not existent. I don't know
what does that
which.
Have to do with...
I have
you need to stop.
This is the plaintiff, Deborah Bueno. She says she rented a room from the defendant, and once she moved in, she began to make unfair demands. Needless to say, things went from bad to worse, and she ended up moving out. Now, of course, she's withholding her security and first and last month's rent, and dang it, that's just not fair. So she's suing for $500, the amount she's due. This is the defendant, Helen. She says the plaintiff hit her friend's car in the driveway, and the girl didn't have a driver's license, and the car wasn't even registered in her name. Once she told her she couldn't park the car in her driveway under those conditions, the plaintiff stated she was moving out, and did. Owe the plaintiff money? R-D-R-R. She's accused of lousy landlording. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $500 for failure to give adequate notice.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Deborah Bueno.
Right.
You are suing Helen. You've asked us not to mention your last name, and we'll respect that, for $500 that you say she still owes you on rental payments that you made when you moved in with her, but according to you, she changed the agreements after you moved in. And you are counterclaiming against her $500 because you feel like you gave her back too much money.
Tell me what's going on here.
Okay, I gave her $1,500 up front for 3 months' rent for the summer.
Okay, and your plan was to live there for 3 months?
Right.
Okay.
She wouldn't allow me to have an air conditioner. I was upstairs in a tiny small bedroom.
Was there any written lease between the two of you?
I have a receipt, which, you can see that I gave her $1,500.
Right. Was there any written lease between the two of you?
No, just this.
You have a written lease? May I see it?
An agreement.
Okay, a written agreement, any kind of sole occupancy, furnished bedroom from June 18th till September 22nd. So it's definitely for the 3 months. And you did the right thing. You each kept the original copy of it. So go ahead.
Okay. So she wouldn't allow me to have an air conditioner, and
when did you find that out?
I found that out when I moved in, and I said, I'm going to get a small air conditioner, and she said, no, you can't. And I said,
Did she say why you couldn't?
No.
Were your utilities included?
Yes.
Did she offer you, well, if you pay extra, you can do it? Or
no, she didn't. The girl next door had an air conditioner, and her room was just a little bigger than mine.
Did you say to her, but that's not fair, you let her have one? I mean, was there any discussion?
I didn't want to get into her business. I just feel that, she was being unfair to me, that I didn't have
what did you say to her?
I said, I can't live this way all summer without an air conditioner.
You said that and then you moved out that day?
No.
Okay,
I was there for 9 days.
You were there for 9 days total? So
yes.
You pretty much moved out that day. All right, so go on.
And also, I just want to show you some pictures that there was, you can take all of these, there was a long, 40-foot walkway before you get to the entrance, and she refused to keep a deck light on.
Did you say to her, there's not enough lighting back here, can you put a light? And she said no, or merely it happened to be dark? Which of the two scenarios is it?
I saw her put the deck light on once, and I asked her, you know, can you keep the deck light on at night to walk? It's a long walkway. Can you see the picture?
And she said?
She said no.
Give me
I just
the
also
pictures.
wanted to show you a picture of the window that had a board. It held the window up, and maybe that was partly why she wouldn't allow me to have an air conditioner. I don't know if the window was broken.
I don't know. Is this how it looked when you rented it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be wise to say to her before you rent the place, will I be allowed to have an AC
Yeah,
unit?
well, I wasn't informed beforehand that I wouldn't be allowed to. I didn't think that there would be an issue.
Okay. You moved out because she wouldn't let you have the AC.
Also, she always told me to park in front of this gold car, and there's no way I could have fit right in this picture. And I
Okay.
kept parking on the side, and she said, you can't because of the septic tanks, which I don't understand why I can't park, on a septic tank. I don't understand that. But
All right, what's going on? What happened? Did she get mad about the AC?
No.
What happened?
She got mad when she had a car accident
That's-
in the driveway. She had already been in the apartment, in the room rather, for 10 days. She hit a car in the driveway. She told me she had had a driver's license, and she
I
told
never
me
told you.
the car was hers. I learned from the car accident, she has no driver's license. It's expired or not existent. I don't know
What does that
which.
have to do with?
I have
You
the
need to
police-
stop.
I have the police report where they ticketed her for whatever the
Can I
ticket.
see it? Whose car did she hit?
My friend Mega.
Is she the one with the AC unit?
Yes.
Okay. Why did she ever ask you about an AC unit? Yes or no?
No.
Never even asked you?
No.
So according to you, the reason she actually moved out is because what?
Because
She
she
hit Mega's
a
car.
in the driveway. She wanted the case to be settled away from the insurance company because she had no driver's license for 10 years and because it was not even her car. So here she is with the car of a third party in my driveway in a car accident with no driver's license. I think Mega called the police to talk about the accident and the police report, to get a police report. And the first thing that I say to her when the policeman is there, Debbie, move your car out of the driveway.
What you're saying then is she got mad because you would no longer allow her to park a third party's car on your property.
Yes,
Okay.
Judge.
Because
yes.
you didn't want to incur liability to whoever the third party is.
I felt if I did what she wanted me to do, I would actually be in a bailment kind of a thing with this third party.
Okay.
With her driving this car with no driver's license.
Okay, well, all right, let me ask you a question. Whose
She's
car is
making
it?
this- first of
Whose
all,
car?
it's
No,
my-
first of all, wait, I'm driving the train. Just listen to
Okay.
my questions. Whose car is it?
It's my car, but it's titled under my ex-husband. I won the
Ex-husband's
car
name. Okay.
over a radio
Do you
station.
have a license?
Okay, it's expired. I have a learner's permit.
How long has the license been expired?
Since 2009. I was sick. I was hospitalized. I couldn't renew
Okay,
it.
why do you have a learner's permit?
Well, now, because it expired for 3 years, and you have to, if it's
Start
after
over?
2 years,
Okay.
you have to do it over again.
Can
So
I
now,
see your learner's permit?
She's making up a story that
I
has
have a-
nothing to do with why I moved out. That's irrelevant, okay?
No, if you moved out because you no longer had a parking space, because
I
you were
moved out because
Can you,
of-
do you have an off button? I'm in the middle of a sentence. You think that's
sorry.
going to help your case? It does matter. It is incredibly relevant. Because if all of a sudden it's the way she's saying, which you can't park your car there, you don't want to live there anymore. That's a real reason you don't want to live there. So don't tell me that it's not relevant. I know you have years of experience in courts, which is probably where you learn to roll your eyes at a judge. I know that. But you are wrong when you say that it's not relevant.
I had already decided to move out. It doesn't matter whether she says I could park here or not. I had decided to move out because
Had you
I
told
wasn't-
anybody about that decision?
I told her, I wrote her a note, I cannot live here without an air conditioner before I even bumped into that girl's bumper.
Do you have that note?
Well, she has
Do
it.
you have that note?
She didn't
Was
save
there a
it. Of
note?
course, she
No.
didn't save
She
it.
never
because-
wrote a note?
No.
Excuse me, Judge.
Go ahead.
I had left her a note in the kitchen saying, there's no way I can live here without an air conditioner. And that was before I ever bumped Mika's car, okay?
She's disputing that you ever wrote that.
Okay, she can dispute
Okay,
that, but I did write it, and I left it on the kitchen
you
table.
say yes, did to, did not, did to, did not. Okay, now let's go to the next issue.
Okay,
Do you have any proof of it?
No.
No. But here's what I don't
Now
understand. You gave her back some money.
Yes, Your
How
Honor.
much money?
I gave her $1,000 back to settle the case and not go to court.
Okay, tell me about that.
That's, as far as I'm concerned, I am in court, and it's extortion that she took $1,000 from me.
Extortion?
I have the...
You have a settlement agreement?
Oh, I crossed out the lines that said,
She said she would, in front of 3 officers the second day. I went out the day after the accident with the one policeman. I went out the next day early. I was gone all day. She moved her things out all day. She was waiting for me to get the money, the $1,500 back. I came back about 7 p.m. When we started to discuss the money issue, it got excited, and I got on the phone and got a policeman to come over. 3 policemen came. So they let us work it out. For 2.5 hours, this went on. I'm going to settle it. I'm not going to settle it. I'm going to settle it. I'm not going to settle it.
And the police didn't just leave?
No, they were very
God bless them.
patient.
excuse me.
No, you cannot interrupt. Go
They
on.
were very patient, and...
Who wrote this?
I did. I wrote it, and I failed to notice when she signed it that she scratched out the part about we hold each other harmless in the future. But she failed to scratch out the part that says full settlement.
Yes. Okay, confirming Helen and Debbie have both agreed to cancel previous rental agreement and institute a full settlement of monies Debbie paid Helen and N Rental. Settlement is based on Debbie's turning over the key immediately and upon vacating today, receive $1,000 from Helen. Helen is receiving $500?
Yeah, well, the 500, and she
Keeping the
receives
500,
1,000.
and each holds the other. And then these are the words that were crossed out by you, totally harmless in the future by this new agreement. And then did you write in, this is accomplished in presence of a police officer?
Yes, I wrote that.
Okay, and you don't notice it, she...
No, it was so exciting that...
It's exciting.
It was just, everything was happening at once.
Again, and
3
your
policemen.
intent, I mean, you're obviously all standing there. She hands you $1,000. You agreed to something in order to get the $1,000, and the night is a success, and you figure that you surreptitiously crossing something out means you can come to court and sue? What kind of world would we live in if I let you do that?
It was very clever.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So the plaintiff's got no proof, but she says the air conditioning was a deal breaker. Does she lose?
Yes, because in common law, anything regarding to property, you would need to put it in writing. So
Not necessarily true with a lease. That you don't necessarily need a lease in writing. Assuming you don't need it in writing, does she still lose?
she does lose.
Because?
Well, she has no proof.
Other than her word. And her word isn't going to cut it?
Not in court.
Her who wants the money. She has no proof, and if it's her word, then that's no one else's word.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
What do you think? Let's
I
assume.
didn't even read
I
that.
want you to assume that. Oh, yes, you did, girl. You
I
absolutely
crossed
read
out
that.
the
You
lines.
crossed out only one part, the part that says totally harmless in the future by this agreement, because in your head, you already knew that you were going to want to go to court to sue for the other 500. So you thought that very cleverly you would cross this out, and then you were protected. You're wrong legally, because there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines you didn't cross out that talk about a settlement and that you're accepting $1,000 in settlement. What do you think settlement means?
I didn't actually...
You mean you get something, but she gets nothing? Now, you have a counterclaim against her for $500. How do you figure?
I'm supposed to get a 30-day notice of departure.
Says who? Your written agreement doesn't say that.
Well,
And you
New
had a
York.
settlement. What's good for the goose isn't good for the gander?
But she
what?
canceled the settlement.
Here's the thing. Okay. I find that there is a settlement, and I'm making both parties abide by the settlement. So since you gave her back $1,000 and she and that settled it, I'm respecting the settlement, and I'm
I
going to
understand, Judge.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
So on the counterclaim 0 and on her claim against you 0, I find this case was settled.
Thank you.
Let's see what the plaintiff has to say coming out on the losing end of this decision from the judge. Why did you think you could come back and sue after signing that agreement?
Well, I actually thought that
You do understand that a signed settlement agreement dominates
it wasn't
here.
a signed settlement agreement. I guess I didn't read the beginning of it. She was like shoving it in my face and everything, and so I
It
just
was a
like,
signed settlement agreement.
Well,
That's why you lost.
okay, that's fine.
All right.
But you know what? She's really the loser because her house is just full of. She's a hoarder.
All right, head right down there. Right. Okay, come on in here, and the same applies to you.
What does that mean?
That the signed settlement agreement dominates
yes,
the ruling.
when it was upheld, I agree with that. I didn't see it that way immediately, but when I understood the way the judge was ruling that she was going to adhere to that agreement, then I.
What about the AC? Is it true you wouldn't let her have an AC?
No.
It's pretty
No.
hot, and she needs one, right?
No,
No what?
I don't have one.
You don't need an AC.
I
when
never
it-
discussed AC with her, and I
Okay.
wouldn't even consider
You don't
it.
use AC when it's 90?
No.
Harvey?
Okay, you know, this case really proves that if you're going to do it, you got to get it in writing or else it's going to be worthless. I just got to say, and I told you during the commercial, you look like I don't think I'm the first one, the kid on Glee.
Yes, sir. Almost there. It was.
Wait a minute, you actually tried out?
Yes, I did.
That's really shocking. So they were looking for a really specific look.
Very much so.
Oh, and you almost got it?
Yes.
You must hate that guy.
You know what? He is fantastic.
You know what? You hate the guy. Come on. And that'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This summer, Prime Video takes you back before Legally Blonde, before law school, and into the world of Elle Woods in high school. Set in 1995, this Gemini vegetarian knows exactly who she is until her family moves from Bel Air to Seattle. Packed with iconic fashion, 90s nostalgia, and a throwback soundtrack, Elle proves one thing. Law school was hard. High school was harder. From the world of Legally Blonde, watch Elle, a new original series only on Prime Video. Watch now.
This summer, soccer is here, and so are the watch parties. And Uber Eats has your game day essentials covered. Everything you need to keep your crowd happy, delivered straight to your door. Get wings, pizza, chips, dips, fresh ingredients, and more. Keep the soccer going and all your game day essentials flowing. Order in so you can lock in for the games. Only on Uber Eats for a limited time.
This is the plaintiff, Heriberto Palacio. He says the defendant is a friend of his and a single mother who didn't have a car. He wanted to help a fellow person in need and let the defendant use his car while he was out of town. Long story short, he still doesn't know where his car is, but did find out the defendant turned in his plates and the car marshal towed it. He has no idea what the defendant's problem is, but does know one thing. He's suing for the $5,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Erin. She says she paid the plaintiff $100 to use his jalopy while he was out of town. 2 days later, the car started smoking. Then it overheated smack in the middle of the Holland Tunnel. She told the plaintiff she brought the car to a mechanic. Told him he was now responsible for retrieving it. And now he's suing her? Ha! She's accused of letting down a friend.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Okay, Heriberto Palacio, you are suing Erin. You've asked us just to call you by the name Erin?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a name of yours, or you just put
My middle name.
Okie dokie. For $5,000, according to you, you're out actually more than that, but that's a statutory limit in New York, for damages to your vehicle that was in her care. Tell me what's going on.
Well, Your Honor, I would say it wasn't damages. I never received the vehicle back, so there's no damages. I didn't get it
Okay,
back
so
at all.
loss that you say that's her fault.
The vehicle and the property within was all lost. It was never returned to me.
Okay, tell me what happened.
I was going to Georgia to work, and for approximately 30 days, she asked if she could borrow.
How do you know her?
I know her. We met while I'm a general contractor, and one of her former employers was my client. We became friends, and she asked to borrow the car, and I let her borrow it while I was gone for a month.
Friends, or?
Just regular friends.
Friends, okay. And so go on.
And
Wait, why don't I have any friends like that? Go ahead. And what were the terms of her using it? Nothing? You're just being nice?
She has a boyfriend that is lives up by Canada, about 300 miles away, and I didn't want her to go there, and I didn't want anything to happen with the vehicle, and I didn't want her to be in any jeopardy or the vehicle to be in any jeopardy.
So you wanted it nice and safe in New York City?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so what happens? You now have the car, and what goes wrong?
I had the car. I drove around with him all day. I dropped him off. He left in the U-Haul truck to go to Georgia. I drove the car home to the Bronx. Saturday, I drove to a birthday party of my little baby cousins. I had my daughter in the car with me. When we were coming home, like about 11:30, the car is smoking, like the FDR.
Okay, come on up. And so you had the car one day?
Well, I had it from Thursday, so that went to the party on Saturday. I didn't drive it on Friday, just on Saturday. I was in the house.
Okay.
So the car is smoking. I'm freaking out. I'm calling him. He didn't pick up the phone. I'm calling my best friend, and I'm like, this car is smoking. I don't know what to do. So I pulled over to the shoulder, and when I called her, she's like, well, where are you? Her and her fiance were driving to Long Island, and they just came out there.
Where was it that you had pulled over?
Right on the shoulder of the FDR by
Water Club on 30th.
Yeah, by the Water Club over there.
Okay. When you got there, what'd you see?
When I got there, the hood was up. There was smoke. Apparently, it looked like, I'm not a mechanic, but I know a little bit about cars. The cap on the antifreeze, while she was driving, the water elevated and it flew off. And that's what caused smoke to the car, the radiator. There was lack of antifreeze.
Go ahead.
So, they came, they put the antifreeze in there, and we're like, okay. She's like, we're gonna follow you home. They followed me all the way to the Bronx. Everything was good. They left. The next day, I drove down to Canal Street. Then when I was going to go on the West Side Highway, I got to the Holland Tunnel entrance, and the car again, it's like overheating. And I was calling him, because then it started making like this loud grinding noise.
At this point, you are where now?
On Greenwich Street.
Okay.
So I'm talking to him, and I'm asking him, what could be wrong with the car or whatever. He said he didn't put oil in it for the past 2 years. He said that he's not for sure. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait till somebody moves out of this parking, and then I'll turn it back on and I'll park in there, which I did so. Then I took a cab to a gas station. I got 3 quarts of oil, and I poured them in there. I sat there like 10 minutes, so, to see if it would get in there, the oil. So then I started it, and it was still making the grinding.
Right?
Making the grinding noise. And I told him, I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, try to drive it. I said, okay, I'm going to try to drive it up to 24th Street, where I got the oil initially.
Oh, my gosh. Lay this egg already, will you? Okay. Where did you end up leaving the car?
On 24th Street at the mechanic.
Why didn't you drive it to where he was at? You were asking her to drive it to a friend's lot.
Yes.
On 137th.
Yes.
How far away is 137th?
It's in Harlem, and I was all the way downtown, like
so
by
what,
the village.
20 minutes?
But that car wouldn't have made it.
Now, are you telling him this from the beginning? The car's there, and that's where I'm leaving it, and tough
No, I told him I was going to take it there. He said, okay, take it there, see what they tell you is wrong with it.
Right.
I said, okay, but I'm leaving it, because I can't do anything else with it. I got to go get my daughter from school. He goes, okay.
Okay, so then they tell you that it needs what?
The place that she said she left it at was not a general mechanic. They were not open to the public, and the guy said that she parked it outside on the street.
Well, did it get towed?
I believe so.
Why didn't you just check? You can check that.
And I called the marshals, and all the marshals were telling me they didn't have it.
That they didn't tow it?
Right. I don't know what happened to the car.
When you left the car at the place you say you left the car, did you get any paperwork from them?
They gave me a card. That's it. And I have the address of it right here. I sent them an email with the address of it.
Who'd you leave it with?
Now I don't remember his name.
Okay, show me the email. It's an email she sends on June 4th. Eddie, as per your request, I dropped off your Dodge Intrepid at the mechanic at West 25th Street for it to be evaluated. I will check on it for you since you're out of town in Atlanta to let you know how much they will charge you. Then you answer her the next day. I never requested you drop off my vehicle anywhere except for my friend's lot on 137th Street. You agreed to be responsible for the vehicle when I asked you to hold it. I'm not asking you to get it fixed. I'm asking you to take it to 137th where it'll be safe. Then you answer him. Contact your peoples in 137th and, wow, this is worse than my teenager.
Let me know.
I know, I got it. Watch this. Okay? Watch this. Everything is an abbreviation. Everything is a... Let me know when they are available for it to be dropped off. Harassing a single mother, but it's all good. God will take care of you. What the heck does that mean?
Because he was...
You knew, and nobody's ever supposed to do anything that bothers you because you're a single mother.
No.
What the deal was with your car and you trying to pin it on me? And please just let me know when they're available. Don't continue to harass me or threaten me. What are you talking about? Because he said legal action?
No. See, I had a problem with my other phone, so I don't have a lot of the text messages that he sent me.
Okay, or I will be forced to take out an order of protection. I know your past, and I have a child to think about. I can read between the lines. I do not want to be hurt by you. Why did he even say that? He didn't say anything about hurting you. He talked about...
He didn't say it in the emails. He said it verbally.
Then you answer her. He is expecting you anytime after 9 a.m. Please call first. Did you ever do that?
I found out it was $130 to go, but I couldn't do it.
So it was a $130 problem. Now it becomes a $5,000 problem because the car is missing. Did you ever go back to the place and say, hey, where the heck's the car?
After he started harassing me.
Did you park it on the street or did you park it inside?
I parked it inside.
Because that's not what they're telling you, right?
The guy said that it was told it was parked illegally. That's who the guy who she said she left it with. She says they never accepted any vehicle because they don't do it. He said that she left it on the street.
They know she parked it on the street?
Right.
Okay, so they know she exists. They know that there's a car. They know that this is their business, and they took a key.
He said that she came, and being that, he said that they don't do work on private vehicles. They said that they have contracts.
How did you pick them?
Because the car was overheating, the gas station told me there was a mechanic right on 25th Street. I went, I spoke to him, I parked it on the side with the hazards on. I went inside, I spoke to the man. He said to give the keys and my name and number to the lady that's sitting down. After that, they called me. They told me that it was a busted water pump and the timing belt was broken, and it was $600.
What kind of car was this?
Ford Dodge Intrepid, I'm sorry.
What year?
Your Honor, may I ask a
What
question?
year?
99. She saved all of this information between me and her going back and forth, and I notified her that this would become a legal issue. If she dropped my vehicle off at this place that she says, which I honestly don't believe exists, if she did and she left something, she should be able to produce some type of documentation.
But the problem is that it doesn't mean she's a liar. She could just not be very bright. Leaving a car
or both
with a stranger,
or both.
It's a little bit crazy. Here's what you don't have to do. You don't have to pay to fix a guy's car that you're borrowing, but you do have a responsibility to make sure it's safe. When he does come up from Georgia to try to get the car, he's out of gas because he can't prove the car was there because you didn't get anything. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Court's in recess.
All right. So she's got a million excuses. Nobody can find the car. Is she responsible? What do you think?
Yeah, it was her responsibility. As long as she was using it, that was her responsibility to take care of it.
She says she took it to a mechanic and must have gotten lost there.
That doesn't matter. If it's in her possession, it's her responsibility.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I have a question. When did you hand over the car?
May.
May what?
I believe it was the 27th.
And you say that you took the car when?
It's the 17th, May 17th.
You have the theory that the thing got towed because it only had one plate.
He said that it only had one plate on it, and if I got any tickets on it, that he was going to be responsible for it, because he knowingly took the other plate to Georgia and put it on another car.
How many tickets did you get on the car?
Well, I had it, just one.
Really? Because I see a ticket for May 17th when you got it for front or back plate missing. May 28th, front or back plate missing. This is when you have it. May 31st, front or back plate missing. And June 5th, no standing exec truck loading.
That's probably when they towed it. That's when it broke down.
They have no record of towing it. I checked New York City. They do have a record of $1,700 worth of tickets on it.
At this point, yes.
Yeah, no, not just at this point. I just named the ones that are hers. You had an outstanding ticket in February, March, April, totaling well over what it takes to get towed. Here's what we got, folks. We have somebody who loans somebody a car, whether it's for $100 or isn't for $100 is of no moment. We have somebody who hands you over a car. If you did not want to drive it, it behooved you to find the $130 and tow it. Because I would just hold you liable for $130 if that were the case. But what you did was so much worse.
She is deliberately indifferent.
Yes, that's a very good way to put it. So why are you loaning her a car? I'm finding her legally responsible, but the only thing I can ever ask from a litigant is that they learn something from their behavior. Because you picked the wrong person, apparently, because she didn't become that way overnight. That's exactly how she was beforehand. So think the next time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm giving him the Blue Book value of the car. I am also giving him the value of the tickets that you got while the car was in your care, according to your admission.
I only got one ticket.
Sweetheart, I see that you got tickets on May 28th. Okay? So I'm ordering you to pay those, which are $530.52. Plus one, you be quiet, this isn't your case, plus $1,747 in the Blue Book value of the car, which I find is lost due to your negligence, and I'm ordering a judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $2,277.52.
So the defendant's out here after losing this case. Come on in here. What's your reaction to this verdict here?
I'm just...
He tried to help you with a car when you needed something, right? Why do you think he loaned you that car?
Because he needed the money, the $100, because he didn't have any money. He didn't have no money to go to Georgia. He didn't have any money to take care of his car. He's just broke, and that's the whole purpose why I'm here. Because he's trying to get money out of me.
What did you have to say at the end of the case that was so important?
Well, he knew he was lending her a car with one plate on it. He knew he was taking that other plate to Georgia. So he knew that it would incur tickets. And he said he would absorb those tickets.
All right, just right around the corner, right this way.
Thank you.
See Officer McIntosh. All right, so come on in here. You learned a lesson here?
Yes, people lie in an incredible way. She is one of the greatest liars I've ever met.
So why'd you lend her a car then? Just to be nice?
Trying to be nice, yeah.
Harvey?
Okay, in the law, this is called a loan for use, which means if you borrow something from somebody and you're not paying them anything for it, you have to use great care to preserve that property and protect it from damage or loss. And that basically means if it gets lost or damaged, you're going to be responsible. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
This is the plaintiff, Nicole Yarborough. She says the defendant's daughter was enrolled in the preschool she runs out of her home, and she never imagined things would come to this. The woman stopped payment on her last 2 checks. This whole ordeal's really affected her emotionally, and she just wants the $841.25 she's owed. These are the defendants, Naomi and John DeKalb. Naomi says it's really sad things have come to this, a lawsuit. But it is what it is. One thing she knows for sure is she doesn't owe the plaintiff any money, and she thinks the judge will agree. They're accused of not playing nice.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Nicole Yarborough?
Yes.
And the Little Red Barn Preschool. Yep. You are suing Naomi and John DeKalb for unpaid child care services in the amount of $841.25, $341.25 of that, the last 2 weeks' tuition, and $500 of it in late fees. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so...
How many children did they have there?
One child.
One child. And how old was the child?
But she's 2.5 at the time.
All right, okay.
Go on. What happened was she put in her 30-day notice because of an incident.
Tell me about that.
She had come to pick up her daughter at 6 o'clock, and I had already told her in advance that she hadn't had a nap for the whole day. And when she put her into the car, she had a meltdown. She took her out of the car. She facing my daycare, and she said, "You're in timeout."
This is before the notice?
Yeah, this was before the notice. This is like a day before the notice.
Right.
Meanwhile, Amelia's standing there screaming at the top of her lungs. And my husband got sick of hearing it, so he went outside. And he signaled for her to come to the daycare area.
He signaled for who to come to the daycare?
He signaled for Naomi to
Okay.
come. He goes, come here. She came to him, and he said, this can't happen here. And she looked at him, and I heard this from my window. She said, come on, Amelia, let's go. So they went to the car, and they drove off. Later on that night, I got a text message saying that we needed to talk about the incident that happened with Phil, my husband. So we met at Starbucks. She discussed that it was inappropriate for how Phil talked to her.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't like somebody to go like that to me either, you know? It's a little bit rude.
What, saying come here?
Yeah, come here. No, you come here. You want to talk to me. Come out and say, I mean, I'm a client of this place. I thought that was rude, but that's not, look, but we're getting far astray of things. So
Right,
for whatever
but, yeah,
reason, she
this has
decides she's
nothing-
leaving.
Okay,
She
this
gives
has
you-
nothing to do with
Okay,
them walking
but
out.
I thought you were going to start telling me when you said the incident about the problem where your friend was thrown out.
Yeah, Audrey, the other little girl.
Got it. And there was a problem between you and the dad.
It was a communication problem, and I terminated him.
Okay, and that child is your daughter's best friend. And it was sort of unpleasant, correct?
Oh, yeah, it was very.
Am I correct from reading your materials that you basically texted the dad and said, your daughter's stuff will be out on the porch, pick them up by 5:30, you're not welcome here, I'm terminating you. That's a little rude, don't you think?
What's rude?
What I just said.
No.
You don't think it's rude? I think
No,
it's
I
rude.
don't.
In
Because
any
we had
event,
already had a discussion before.
You give 30-day notice.
I did.
As the contract requires, and then you
Yes.
pay the first half of the month, and then the
Yes.
15th comes, you pay the second half of the month.
Yes.
And then you stop payment on that check. Why?
Because when I dropped off the check on the 15th, the morning of, I spoke with Nicole and said, I'm going to be coming late at 6 o'clock. I come to pick my daughter up. There's an access code that lets you into the daycare. So I put the access code in. It didn't work. So I couldn't get in to my child. So I hollered over the fence and got one of the kids' attention to let them know that I'm here and to have somebody.
There's no doorbell to ring?
So,
Is there
and
a
they were
doorbell?
There's no
outside.
doorbell.
Okay.
And they were outside.
We were
So-
outdoors anyways. When
Okay, so
we're
go on.
outdoors, we opened the gate for them.
So I said, Nicole, the key code doesn't work it didn't work. She's like, I changed it. So I asked her, I said, so what's the code? And she said, I can't give it to you. She said that you're still associated with Emily and Justin, Audrey's dad and his girlfriend, because I had picked up Audrey's stuff. They called me and asked me to pick up the stuff because it was sitting outside on the ground. She said when I picked up that bag, I chose Justin and Emily, and that she couldn't trust me with the code. At that point, I said, this is unacceptable. Denying me access to my child, not giving me notice. I said, Amelia's not coming back. I'm putting a stop payment on the check. She said, go ahead, and I left.
Okay. Tell me about this. What happened?
So the defense here is this daycare person was really rude to the parents. Is that a defense to not paying for the services?
No,
Why?
because attitude has nothing to do with her services.
Is that true for daycare? Attitude has nothing to do for services. Who's a parent? Who's a parent? Who's a parent? Quick. What do you think? Does attitude have anything to do with it?
I don't think so. No, I
Okay,
don't.
well, therefore, a parent has spoken. There you go. Going inside the courtroom.
She asked me for the code, just like she said, and I told her that I was not giving her the code because she was too closely involved with Justin and Emily.
How? By doing what? By serving as a broker to make sure that the two of you don't have contact and picking up the stuff that you very, I think, rudely just put on a porch?
No, I was worried that the code was going to be breached. And I didn't want someone else to have the code to my home, come in, vandalize my property. They made threatening.
Yeah, why would you conclude that might happen?
Because he called, after I terminated him, he called and he made threatening phone calls to me.
How? Saying what?
Saying, you've made the wrong decision by terminating my daughter. I'm going to put bad reviews over the internet about you.
Oh, why do people think that's threats? Threats is I'm gonna break your legs.
Well, no, of course.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying.
And,
you felt unsafe, and you don't want somebody you have bad blood with potentially doing something like that. You have kids there, so you don't want him having the code. What do I do with the idea that you make her feel like, wait, I'm a paying customer. All of a sudden, she's a persona non grata, and why should she have to patronize you for 2 more weeks? and abide by the contract when you've changed the rules on her, telling her, I don't want you to have the code.
I was more than willing to open the door.
You just
for
felt
her.
offended, like you felt like it was...
Well, and also, too, there's 2 days had gone by, and she never notified us.
Well, apparently it hadn't affected you.
Yeah, because I...
Right, so I mean, so I have to sort of consider that when I'm trying to figure out how big a deal this is. I think what it really is the insult. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it felt like an insult to you.
And the insult, and there was
Did you really say you picked Justin?
What I said was, when you picked up the bag, she said, I don't want to get in the middle of you, Justin, and Emily. I said, when you picked up that bag, when she text messaged you to go and run her errands for her, you put yourself in the middle.
Oh my God, you have such an attitude.
That's what I said.
But you really have an attitude. You must be really good at what you do, because I'd have dropped you in a week. You must be absolutely fabulous at daycare if people are there with you a whole year. You do a great job with the kids. Because
there was a lot of good.
It's got to be.
A lot of good.
It's got to be, because otherwise I wouldn't tolerate people talking to me like that. Let me hear from you. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think that it was a change in atmosphere, that we felt that if they were going to treat us this way, what would they be treating our child like?
Yeah, but you'd had no evidence they were going to treat your child.
No, that's true.
Don't get me wrong. You as parents have the obligation and the responsibility to make the decisions that you think are best for your child. What I have to decide is that such a material breach of the contract that you don't have to abide by the contract? And I don't. I don't find it to be such a material breach. And it's insulting and everything, and I agree with you, I would feel insulted, but all you have to do is call ahead like you have before and give a little holler and they'll come over. In other words, I would have done the same thing you were doing and I would not have stopped payment, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not going to order them to pay $500 in late fees, because when the late fees are more than the fees, that's excessive. So I am going to order them to pay the $341.25 plus your court costs. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Find out from the defendant what they think of Judge Million's decision on this case. What's going through your mind here?
I'm just glad it's over with. I think that, it's fair. We just weren't going to pay it unless the court said we did, and so it's fine.
You want to weigh in on this?
Just be careful about your child care provider and make sure that you are really safe and comfortable with them.
You were close friends.
Yeah.
What happened to that friendship?
It's sad, but we no longer are friends.
All right. Okay, right around the corner there. All right, come on in here and tell me what you think of the outcome of this case here.
What do I think of the outcome?
Yeah.
I think it was a fair outcome. And as long as a provider has her contract, she can stand by that, regardless of how the parents feel about how they were insulted. I don't feel that they were insulted.
What do you think rotted the friendship out then?
Oh, the friendship was over a long time ago. I mean, it all started with, it was just little small things that added up to this.
All right, Harvey?
Okay, short story here. Rudeness is not a defense to non-payment of a contract, period, unless it reaches the level of being threatening or harassing. Otherwise, forget it. You have to pay.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.